It's day 343
of the 29th year and beyond.
Well, yesterday we talked about the grass being greener, and how when people make that statement, the grass is always greener on the other side. It's usually because someone is have made an observation of something that appears to be better than their experience.
Okay.
And we talked about how in marriage, um, you know, and I shared that always never made sense to me, because if indeed the grass is greener on the other side, that meant somebody was doing a lot of work.
Right, definitely.
But we talked about, and I shared yesterday about sometimes you can identify certain weeds, but not necessarily all weeds. When I was growing up, the main weed was crabgrass. I knew what crabgrass looked like, but there were so many other weeds that I had not a clue about. And so, and we talked about how some weeds are even beautiful, attractive,
Right.
but it's a deception. Same thing in your marriage. Those kinds of things that may be a weed, because weeds come to just choke out the grass and destroy.
So the grass is greener on the other side. So if I go over there and look at the grass, what am I going to see?
Well, it depends. Uh, if it's indeed well manicured, if it's been treated well, you're going to see a lovely, lush green lawn. Maybe some beautiful flowers adorning. There might be a flower bed. But again, the work. And, when I got to thinking about that as well, it's like some folks, because I would imagine most responsible landowners or homeowners would want a beautiful lawn.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, I would think
Would
so.
want beauty surrounding their property. But some folks don't either. Sometimes they just don't have, they have the desire, but they don't have the tools.
Yeah, well, we had to learn what to do with lawns, and still not really great, obvious, but
Absolutely. I mean, so, you may want to be able to do a magnificent job, but you don't have trimmers. You
Right.
don't have edgers. You may not have a mower. I mean, so you're lacking the quote unquote tools
Right.
to take care of your lawn, but also there's an issue about timing.
Yes.
Understanding, because there's a time when you should be sowing seed. There's a time when you fertilize. There's a time when you prune and cut back.
Yeah, because you fertilize right now here in the southeast, you're gonna burn up some grass.
And see, that's the other thing. You may have the wherewithal to do it, but not the knowledge of how and when to do it. And like Gail said, because some fertilizer will burn up your yard.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
Same thing in your marriage. If you're applying things that you don't know how, then you can tend to do some damage there as well.
Yes, and in a marriage, that's key, because there's a season for everything in a marriage. But sometimes if you're doing things that you really don't have a whole lot of knowledge about, say for instance, especially when you first have kids, there is always issues of what one person was raised doing and another. You got to come to a general consensus, and you can have a whole lot of animosity there with that kind of stuff.
But, from my perspective, if you don't know how to quote unquote take care of the lawn, if you have a desire but maybe not the experience, then for me, I learned a lot from people that were doing it well.
That's right.
Right? So people that knew how to edge, people that knew how to sow seed at the time, and how to fertilize, when to fertilize, how to cut back. I mean, I never forget learning that, certain times to cut back shrubberies or cut back flowers. And, you're cutting them back, but that's going to provide greater growth.
And yeah, my mom is real good in the yard, and she's shared lots with him. I'm allergic to just about everything outside, so it's nothing I do. But when I thought about that, you think about her marriage as well, all the things that she shared in that, and the growth and that we've grown just by watching them, especially as they've gone into this phase.
Yeah. So, if the grass indeed looks greener, then inquire, what is the the person with the greener lawn doing that they can share with you, that you can observe, so that you can then begin to learn and apply. Because again, there is no way to have a lush, plush lawn without doing the work.
That's right.
Same thing in a marriage. So, until tomorrow, if the Lord says the same.
Bye.